Good evening, film lovers and casual popcorn philosophers. Welcome to the ultimate movie script quiz. Here's how it works. 100 questions, 5 escalating tiers. Questions 120 are easy, 2140 medium, 4160 hard, 6180 very hard, and 81100 are unfair. Yes, we said it. Unfair. No phones, no pausing to remember the exact line from that one scene, and no shouting answers over your teammates, unless it's dramatically satisfying. You'll hear the question once, I'll repeat key details, and then we move on. Answers are revealed at the end of each tier or all at once. Your call. Ready your brains, silence your inner spoiler, and may your quotes be mostly correct. One. In which movie does a young man choose between a red or a blue pill? The Matrix, a cyberpunk wake-up call about choice and very committed sunglasses. 2. What city does Batman protect? Gotham City, Batman's nocturnal playground, rain, gargoyles, trouble. 3. Which film features a theme park with cloned dinosaurs? Jurassic Park. We cloned dinosaurs. What could go wrong? Answer: everything. 4. What 1997 film is set on the RMS Titanic? Titanic. Epic romance meets historical iceberg. Bring tissues. 5. Which wizarding school does Harry attend? Hogwarts. Boarding school with owl mail and hazardous homework. 6. What's the name of Han Solo's ship? Millennium Falcon. The fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, dents included. 7. Which animated film follows a clownfish searching for his son? Finding Nemo, a father's ocean-wide quest with the most forgetful hero. Eight. Who says I am Iron Man at a press conference? Tony Stark in Iron Man 2008. Billionaire genius with weaponized charisma. 9. Which movie follows a boxing underdog from Philadelphia? Rocky. One man, one montage, one staircase. 10. What 1985 film features time travel in a DeLorean? Back to the Future. Teen time travel and the worst meet cute imaginable. Which film is about toys that come to life when humans aren't around? Toy Story. Jealousy, friendship, and existential crises in a toy box. 12. What's the Lion Prince's name in The Lion King? Simba. Lion Prince learning to roar and take responsibility. 13. Which holiday comedy leaves a boy home by himself? Home Alone. 8-year-old versus burglars. Slapstick as home defense. 14. Who cracks the code name 007? James Bond at martinis, gadgets and immaculate suits. 15. Which pirate captains the Black Pearl? Captain Jack Sparrow, pirate chaos poet with a misbehaving compass. 16. In which movie does a giant shark terrorize a beach town? Jaws. The reason beaches suddenly looked suspicious. 17. Which film features a friendly alien who wants to phone home? E.T. the Extraterrestrial, glowing finger, big heart, bike across the moon. 18. Who cracks a bullwhip and hates snakes? Indiana Jones, hat, whip, and a knack for ancient death traps. 19. Which movie kicks off a quest to destroy a powerful ring in 2001? The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, friendship versus a very persuasive ring. 20. Which superhero friendly neighborhoods his way around Queens in red and blue? Spider-Man, neighborhood hero, web-slinging and teenage chaos. The nice warm-up team. You stretched, you sparkled, nobody pulled a brain muscle.
This will never work.
21. Which Nolan film folds a city during a dream heist? Inception. Dreams within dreams. Don't lose your totem. 22. In which movie does a clown prince of crime face off with Batman in Gotham's darkest hour? The Dark Knight. Morality on fire, courtesy of a clown with plans. 23. Which film follows Forrest through ping pong, war and cross-country running? Forrest Gump. American history at a jog, chocolate-fueled wisdom. 24. What Spielberg film opens with the D-Day landing at Omaha Beach? Saving Private Ryan, a frontline gut punch with sand and shrapnel. 25. Which thriller has a serial killer leaving victims representing the 7 deadly sins? Seven. Sin-soaked noir. Whatever's in the box, it's bad. 26. Which Tarantino film features a glowing briefcase and a Royale with cheese? Pulp Fiction, intertwined lives, killer dialogue, mysterious briefcase. 27. What prison drama features a poster that hides a way out? The Shawshank Redemption, hope chisels a tunnel through stone. 28. Which sci-fi epic features Navi on the moon Pandora? Avatar, blue eco-epic with floating mountains. 29. Which Disney hit features the song Let It Go? Frozen, sisterhood, ice powers, and weaponized earworms. 30. What 2014 space film involves time dilation near a black hole? Interstellar, relativity, cornfields, and tears across time. 31. Which film has a Roman general shouting, "Are you not entertained?" Gladiator, honor, sand, and an audience demanding blood. 32. Which heist franchise assembles a family around fast cars and impossible stunts? Fast and Furious, The Fast Saga, family, nitro, and physics on vacation. 33. Who leads the fellowship besides a wizard and a dwarf, carrying a very cursed ring? Frodo Baggins, the politest ring-bearer in cinematic history. 34. Which noir action film features Neo dodging bullets in slow motion? The Matrix, bullet time meets philosophy. 35. What horror thriller has Clarice Starling hunting Buffalo Bill with help from Hannibal Lecter? The Silence of the Lambs, a chess match with fava beans on the side. 36. Which comedy has three friends who can't find the groom after a Vegas night? The Hangover, amnesia as plot device, Tiger as roommate. 37. In which animated film does a rat cook in Paris? Ratatouille, culinary ambition with whiskers. 38. Which musical follows an aspiring actress and a jazz pianist in Los Angeles? La La Land, dreams, jazz, and an ending that stings. 39. Which detective story centers on the death of Harlan Thrombey? Knives Out, cozy murder, nasty relatives, perfect sweaters. 40. Which newsroom drama uncovers systemic abuse in Boston? Spotlight, journalism as endurance test and moral spine. Solid work, now we're cooking. Consider your training wheels officially off. 41. In which film does John McClane crawl through air ducts on Christmas Eve? Die Hard, Christmas, skyscraper, and barefoot on glass. 42. Which 1986 sequel features colonial marines and the line, "Game over, man"? Aliens, more Xenos, more flamethrowers, more screaming. 43. In what movie does a Cyberdyne fixated android say, "Hasta la vista, baby"? Terminator 2, Judgment Day, action with heart, liquid metal with attitude. 44. Which crime saga opens with "I believe in America" and a wedding? The Godfather, family, tomatoes, and unspoken threats. 45. Which mob classic has Henry Hill declaring, "As far back as I can remember"? Goodfellas, rise excess paranoia served in 3 courses. 46. In what thriller does a twist reveal lineups and a mythic criminal named Kaiser Soze? The Usual Suspects, unreliable narration as competitive sport. 47. Which Fincher film's unnamed narrator fights his soap-making alter ego? Identity crisis with soap and rules we don't discuss. 48. Which sci-fi classic sets 2019 Los Angeles under neon rain and asks what it means to be human? Blade Runner, neon rain and questions about being human. 49. What heist drama features a diner meetup, a hockey mask shootout, and a bank named after Heat? Heat, pro versus pro, latte versus automatic rifles. 50. Which Scorsese remake about Boston moles won Best Picture in 2007? The Departed, Cat and Mouse in Boston. Trust is optional. 51. Which 1994 prison drama features a guard named Percy and a miraculous mouse? The Green Mile, supernatural grace on death row. 52. Which Coen comedy gives you a rug that really tied the room together? The Big Lebowski, rugs, bowling, and the zen of doing nothing. 53. Which action film features a one-man mission in Nakatomi Plaza? Die Hard, yes again. It still slaps. 54. Which superhero epic became the highest-grossing MCU film with a time heist? Avengers, Endgame, Time Heist, Fanfare, and Farewell. 55. Which dystopian action film features Furiosa, War Boys, and a doof warrior? Mad Max, Fury Road, a roaring opera on wheels. 56. Which Nolan thriller pits Borden against Angier in a duel of illusions? The Prestige, obsession entails, tripled by misdirection. 57. Which Spielberg adventure features a boulder chase and a golden idol? Raiders of the Lost Ark, temples, snakes, and faces that melt. 58. Which horror film features a camcorder, a basement, and a tiny tricycle of nightmares? Saw, ethics class taught with rusty tools. 59. Which gangster epic includes the line, "Say hello to my little friend"? Scarface, excess, escalation, and a living room firefight. 60. Which space opera begins with a starship chased by a massive triangular cruiser? Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope. Farm boy saves galaxy. The score saves everything. You wrestled the trivia bear and kept most of your limbs. Respect. 61. Back to the Future. What exact date and time does the lightning strike the Hill Valley Clock Tower? November 12, 1955 at 10:04 p.m. The DeLorean's Thunder appointment. 62. The Matrix. What is Neo's apartment number at the start? (101). Neo's apartment number, doorway to the rabbit hole. 63. Star Wars. A New Hope. What is the garbage compactor ID the heroes fall into on the Death Star? (3263827). Death Star trash compactor ID. Heroes learn to stink. 64. Jurassic Park. What's the exact file name Dennis Nedry uses to hide his embryo heist program? Waitee RBT'd OBJ, Nedry's digital white rabbit camouflage. 65. Inception. Which song is used for the synchronized kick and who sings it? Non, je ne regrette rien by Edith Piaf. The kick with perfect timing. 66. The Lord of the Rings. What single Elvish word opens the doors of Moria? Melon, the Elvish pleas for stone doors. 67. Harry Potter series. What two phrases activate and clear the Marauder's map? I solemnly swear, mischief managed. Hogwarts nav system with manners. 68. MCU. How many Infinity Stones are there, and what are their associated colors? Six. Space blue, mind yellow, reality red, power purple, time green, soul orange. The universe's color swatches. Movie and comic colors do not match. 69. Raiders of the Lost Ark. What crucial staff length adjustment causes Belloc's dig team to excavate the wrong spot? Subtract 1 kadam, the missing inch that fooled the dig. 70. The Godfather trilogy. Which fruit repeatedly appears as a visual omen before violence? Oranges, the Godfather's citrus-colored omen. 71. Fight Club. Give one of the fake names the narrator uses at support groups. Cornelius, also Rupert or Travis, support group aliases for a lost soul. 72. The Shawshank Redemption. Which poster is the final one covering Andy's tunnel? Raquel Welch, 1 million years BC. Poster with breakout potential. There is one problem here. How did Andy Dufresne reattach the poster from inside the tunnel? 73. Die Hard. What is the full name of the Los Angeles high-rise where the hostage situation occurs? Nakatomi Plaza, a skyscraper that celebrates Christmas differently. 74. Alien, 1979. What's the name of the corporation on the crew uniforms and ship crates? Weyland-Yutani. Company first, crew never incorporated. 75. The Princess Bride. What is the name of the six-fingered count who killed Inigo's father? Count Rugen. 6 fingers, 0 remorse. 76. The Silence of the Lambs. Identify the moth placed in the victims' throats. Common name and scientific name used in the film. Death's Head Hawk Moth Acherontia Styx. Winged Memento Mori. 77. Terminator 2. What is the name of the mental institution where Sarah Connor is held? Pescadero State Hospital, where nobody believes your future. 78. The Dark Knight. What's the name commonly used for Batman's motorcycle introduced in this film? The Batpod, the motorcycle that turns corners into straight lines. 79. Titanic, 1997. What luxury car model is in the cargo hold and becomes, let's say, a very foggy set piece? (1912) Renault Type CB Coupe de Ville, a car that fogs up history. 80. Jaws. What is the three-man shark hunting boat's name? The Orca, Quint, Brody, Hooper, and a terrible gig. Congratulations on making it this far. Now it's time for the unfair round. No mercy, just bragging rights.
Reduce mindset.
These are intentionally nitpicky, hyperspecific, or trick-prone. You asked for pain. 81. In Star Wars, A New Hope, which cell number is Leia held in on the Death Star? (2187), short number, long day. 82. In Ghostbusters, 1984, what phone number do the guys advertise for paranormal emergencies? (555-2368). When your fridge whispers Zool, you don't call Mom. 83. In Titanic, which lookout spots the iceberg? Frederick Fleet. He rang the bell 3 times, which is maritime for whelp. 84. In Back to the Future, what song is playing in Lou's Cafe when Marty enters 1955? The Ballad of Davy Crockett. Time travel is confusing. Earworms are punctual. 85. In The Dark Knight, what card suit appears on the Joker card first tossed at the mob meeting? No suit. It's a Joker card. Suits are for people who play fair, which our guy does not. 86. In Star Wars, A New Hope, How many stormtroopers initially board the Tantive A4 through the blasted door in the opening firefight? "12 stormtroopers. First wave through the breach. Then more white plastic pours in like discount Tupperware. Yes, counting frames is a life choice." 87. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, what number of snakes is on the crate stenciling in the Well of Souls scene? Trick. The famous crate stencil is 9906753, but that's the warehouse crate, not in the Well of Souls. 88. In The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship, how many members speak in the Council of Elrond before Frodo volunteers? Seven speakers before Frodo. Film version Elrond, Boromir, Legolas, Gimli, Gandalf, Aragorn, plus some crosstalk, and then Frodo sighs and volunteers to carry everyone's problems. 89. In The Shawshank Redemption, what brand is the harmonica Red buys for Andy? Honor Marine Band on screen. The box shown reads Bandmaster Blues. Props department said accuracy. Marketing said mystique. 90. In Back to the Future, 1985, which camcorder model records Doc's DeLorean demo? JVC GRC1, 1.21 gigawatts, captured in premium 1980s grain, authentic vibes only. 91. In Die Hard, what is the make and model of the police car driven by Sergeant Powell? Chevrolet Caprice, LAPD black and white. Not an Impala. Your car spotter friend may stop sending you angry texts now. 92. In Forrest Gump 1994, on which square were the bench scenes filmed? Chippewa Square, Savannah, Georgia. 93. In Blade Runner, what model number is Roy Batty? Nexus 6 Model N6MAA Turno 816. Roy Batty. Poetry, Violence, serial number. Tears in Rain sold separately. 94. In Pulp Fiction, which milkshake does Mia order at Jack Rabbit Slim's? Martin and Lewis Vanilla. $5, attitude included. 95. In Die Hard, what is the real building used as Nakatomi Plaza? Fox Plaza. Hollywood loves method acting for skyscrapers. 96. In Terminator 2, Judgment Day, name the biker bar where the T-800 acquires everything. The Corral. Come for the jukebox, leave without your clothes. 97. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, what spell inflates Aunt Marge? None stated. It's uncontrolled magic, puberty but wizard. 98. In Jurassic Park, what system is Lex using? And what's the 3D file manager she uses to save the park? A Silicon Graphics workstation running IRIX using the 3D file manager FSN, not Movie Magic, real SGI software. For once, Hollywood told the truth and nobody noticed. 99. In The Shining, 1980, what was the haunted room number in the novel? What did Kubrick change it to in the film, and why? The novel's room is 217. Kubrick changed it to 237 at the request of the Timberline Lodge, the hotel used for exteriors, which worried guests would avoid booking 217. They didn't have a room 237, so that number took the heat. Marketing meets menace, protect bookings, haunt a number you don't rent. Age set on 100. In Spider-Man 2002, what's the wrestling ring name Peter uses when he first tests his powers? The Human Spider. That's what Peter gives the announcer. He gets rebranded on the spot to The Amazing Spider-Man, which frankly tests better. Before the credits roll, a huge thank you to everyone who played tonight. You showed sharp minds, quick laughs, and just the right amount of movie obsession. Whether you aced the easy round or survived the unfair one by sheer willpower, you made this room feel like opening night. If you're celebrating, take a bow. If you're plotting a comeback, the sequel's already writing itself. Until we meet again. Keep your hearts brave, your popcorn fresh, and your quotes mostly accurate. Good night, travel safe, and may your next cliffhanger end with a standing ovation.